everyone to my channel. This is my very first video on this channel, so I'm so excited. But today I want to share with you how I clean my measuring cups. So these are all silicone measuring cups that I use for my resin projects. So it's super simple, you guys. As long as you have the silicone measuring cup, it should be very easy to use and easy to remove all of those stickiness resin that's left. I only need basically just a painter's tape and clean hands. Well, it's gonna get dirty, but you know what I mean. So when I'm always using my resin, I always make sure that I leave or when I'm done using my resin, I always make sure that I leave the popsicle sticks or whatever sticks that I'm using to stir it. I always leave it inside to harden, and it usually hardens within about 24 hours or so. And so when I leave it there, it's easier for me to pull the resin that hardened in there. This one's a little bit of a struggle because it's very thick. So what I do is I turn the mold inside out, and it should be easier to pull it that way. And as you guys can see, I'm just making sure that the silicone cups are inside out so it will be ready to clean later. And another tip that I've learned or have seen with other resin artists too is you kind of need to sometimes push the measuring cup. It allows that hardened resin to, get unstuck from the sides of your resin cup. And it helps a lot, especially when you are gonna go ahead and try to pull it out. And here's another one that got really, really thick. I love this piece, and as you guys can see, it's gonna be very hard for me to pull now because the stick just broke. And so we're gonna go ahead and turn the cup inside out so it would be easier for us to take it out. I actually ended up trimming this one and actually saving this piece because, as you guys can see, the matte turnout of this resin was so for this big one, I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that I take out all those black spots on the side so that when I try to mix a new resin next time, it won't fall off into the clear resin and go to my project. So I'm just squeezing it from the bottom, and it's good because it's hollow and it just comes out really quickly. And so I'm just gonna pull that thing out with the stick in it, and it makes it so much easier. And now the next part should be very easy. I just make sure that all of my measuring cups are turned inside out. This should make the next step or the next process easier to do. And now for the fun part, we get to use our painter's tape. So what I do is I just roll that painter's tape on 4 of my fingers, and I just use that to really dab on those spots or those dried resins. It is so much easier to do this, you guys, because not only does the painter tape really stick to the resin, but of all the things that you did earlier, it already made your dry resin flaky, and it's just so easy to just stick on the tape and just remove it. So that's basically what I do. It's super simple compared to the other one. Look how clean it is. Much better than the other one, right? And then after I clean that, I just want to make sure that the outside of the measuring cup is clean as well. And I continue, or I repeat the process on the outside as well, making sure that I've got the majority of the resin out and clean. So that is pretty much it, you guys. I hope you found this video helpful, but this is how I clean my measuring cup. If you guys have any tips that you want to share, comment them down below, but I will see you guys on my next video. Bye!